Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. This is our channel JAIIB CAIIB English Medium. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Let's start with the numerical session. This is exclusively for Module A, everyone. Am I audible clearly? Please confirm and let's begin with the session. This particular session, please share the session, like the session, and subscribe to the channel right away. My name is Niharika Walia Ma'am, and I'm with you with a specific session exclusively for your practical part of your Module A. Module A has got multiple topics to cover, starting from depreciation, BRS, subsidiary books, then even journal. Right, so all these topics are super important. So let's start it. Everyone, here comes the first question. This is based upon Accounting Standard 2. It says that the following are the details of the closing stock items in RV Limited. They have given, this is a particular company, and they have asked you what is the value of your closing stock. Everyone, what is the value of the closing stock in this case? 120 lakh, 125 lakh, 117 lakh, or 128 lakh? What's the value of it, everyone? What's the value of your closing stock? What would be the answer? See, the question says we need to find out our closing stock. What is the value of closing stock when we are talking about closing stock is defined under AS2 there under the topic of inventories. When we talk about inventories, inventories says that how do we define it? Inventories means the stock or the particular goods that are left while we were selling. है ना? Whatever is left by the end of the day, it is to be considered in this area. So what do they do in this area, everyone? When in a question they have given you what is the value of your closing stock, it is going to be your historical cost or your net realizable value, whichever is less, because the formula or you can say the valuation system says cost or net realizable value, whichever is less. Among the following, whichever is less has to be considered. So for 30 and 27, it is going to be 27. 15 and 18, it is going to be 15. 35 and 35, since it's same, it doesn't matter. 45 and 40, the answer is 40. Now that you have got all these values together, just add them up. 27 plus 15 plus 35 plus 40. That gives me an amount of 117 lakh. This is the lowest value of the inventories, everyone. So that's the answer. Done. The answer is C. 27, 15. No, the answer is actually C. It is 27. Cost or net realizable value, whichever is less is to be considered. 27 plus 15 plus 35 plus 40. No, it is 117 only. Just an editing mistake, huh? Just a moment. The answer is 117. Chaliye, moving on to the next question. Here comes Shiva draws a bill on Sanat. Okay, one particular organization is issuing the bills. This is BRS. Sorry, bills of exchange. There's a bill which is issued on Sanat or for 5th of October 2018 for 90 days. Everyone always remember, when it is based upon days, the scenario is gonna be different. When it is gonna be based upon months, it is gonna be a different way altogether. When you have days, you have to calculate exact days, excluding this 25th of October. So leave the 25th of October, start from 26th of October and calculate 90 days. How can we calculate 90 days, everyone? 90 days. That means we are left with October, we are left with 6 days of October, है ना? November is again 30 days. So that means October we are left with 26 to 31. Then we have, okay, then we have October, then we have November. November has 30 days. December has 31 days. How many days are done? 60. You know, and Jan has again 31 days. This is where we'll be crossing the mark of 90. 31 plus 30 plus 6. That makes a total of 67. 67 minus 90 days. That means we would be at 23rd of Jan. 23rd of Jan plus 3, because there's a grace period of 3 days. So when you add these grace periods, what is going to be the value? It's going to be 26th of January. 26th of January is what? 26th of January is a public holiday. It is allowed as a holiday, so that simply means it's not going to be 26th. When it is a declared holiday, it is -1. When it is an emergency holiday, it is a +1. So correct, sir. This answer is 25th of January. We have done a similar question in the paid class as well, sir. But the information was different. है ना? चलिए. Now let's look at the next question, everyone. Everybody, I request you all, please share the session, like the session and subscribe to the channel right away. Please share all your support to us. Your little efforts definitely makes a very important role. Here comes the question, everyone. From the following details, estimate the capital and okay, this is your closing capital which you have to calculate, and they have given you the opening capital. What's gonna be the answer, everyone? Go ahead and try. I think I can give you a minute. Try it out. What's gonna be the value? What is going to be the value, everyone? Try it out. When we talk about this method is based upon what? This is a method which is clearly based upon opening capital plus additional capital minus drawings plus profit, or it can be either profit or minus loss. Try this question and rather note down this particular method as well, everyone. This method is super important. This can be asked in the examination. Everybody, now put up the calculations here. In this case, our opening capital of 1/4/2023. When we look at our opening capital, what was the value of the opening capital, everyone? It was 4,10,000. है ना? The opening capital was 4,10,000. Then during the year, we made a drawings for 40,000. During the year, we made a profit of 50,000. Everyone, what would be the value that you would be having by the end of the year? 4,10,000 minus 40 plus 50. The correct answer is gonna be 4,20,000. Okay? Just calculate it. In terms of 4,10,000, that is a positive figure, plus 50,000, again a positive figure, minus 40,000, that is a negative figure. So in this case, the correct answer is going to be 4,20,000. If they would have given any kind of additional capital, that additional capital also have to be added. Okay? Done, everyone? Everybody, these are simple questions, but yes, these are obviously asked in the examination a lot. Now let's continue further. The answer is 4,20,000. Everybody, here comes a formula. What do you mean by the term operating profit? Operating profit is what exactly? If I have to define the term operating profit, it refers to the profit that we are earning in a business because of what? We would be earning operating profit because we are running our business. That is how we define operating profit. The profit that we make in a business just because we are running the business. If I am earning money because of my business, and also everyone, I have got a particular piece of land which I've given on rent. I've also got a particular FD from where I'm getting the money. Then I have also got something else. But there are multiple things that a particular person will have. You know, that is how we define this area. Whenever we talk about this specific topic of operating and non-operating, it is clearly based upon one thing. If you are doing that particular thing, then it is operating. Operating is core activities of the organization. When we try to talk about non-operating, this is not your core operation. This is something which you additionally earn over the period of time, because if you earn a lot in your business, what would you do? You'll also put this money somewhere else now. Business money is basically put into buying FDs, investing in FDs, buying shares. Then this money can also be used for starting another side business even. This is also something we have always seen. Many businesses do this, everyone. When they make money, they try to utilize this one to the maximum benefit. Here, operating profit is operating profit minus non-operating expenses minus non-operating profit incomes. Net profit plus non-operating expenses plus non-operating income. Net profit plus non-operating expenses minus non-operating income. Net profit minus non-operating expenses plus non-operating income. The non-operating means something which you earn not because of your business. You have to nullify the effect of it. So it's a non-operating profit then, right? Would the non-operating profit or that particular entire portion of non-operating has to be eliminated. So whatever is your operating profit, right? Your operating profit, then minus your non-operating. This is not your business, huh? Non-operating expenses which have already been negative. You have to add up because expenses are already being charged. This expense was earlier a minus. Let's put a plus and nullify its effect. Then comes the point of incomes, the non-operating incomes which are currently being added. You have to eliminate the impact. So it has to be operating expenses to be added back and the operating incomes to be deducted. Done? Got the idea, everyone? Chaliye ji. Now let's move on to the next point. This is the answer. The answer is C. Next question, everyone. Look at the specific question. There's a plant which was bought for 3,000 and sold for 4,200. Okay? Depreciation provision till date is 400. Commission paid to sell an agent 350. The labor charges paid for removing the plant was 100. What is the profit on sale of the plant? Be very cautious when you're answering this question, everyone. This question might seem that there is nothing big in this question. All you have got is 3,000 and 4,200. But think again. There is way more things in terms of the question other than the basic. There is cost and there is a selling price. The question is way bigger than this. What's going to be the answer? Try it out. Oh, sorry. Everybody, try the question yet? Though I've shown you the answer even, but let me help you out with this question as well. What's it? The question says that the plant is of 3,000 sold for 4,200. That means 4,200 minus 3,000. है ना? It would have been 1,200. Simple and basic question. But what if I tell you this is wrong? Why is it wrong? Basically, the thing is of 3,000 rupees. Sold for 4,200. Thing is sold for 4,200. But everyone, we paid a commission of 350. We also paid 100 rupees for removing that plant. So technically, I didn't earn 4,200. From the 4,200, I paid 350 to one person and 100 to another. So I have got this thing for 3,750. The thing that we have bought for 3,750, what do you do further? If the thing is for 3,750 and you sold it for what amount? This was 3,000 is the value of that particular asset minus, everyone, there is a provision as well. That means 3,000 minus 400. The thing costs us actually 2,600. है ना? 3,750 minus 2,600 gives us 1,150. What's the point of putting this, everyone? There's a very strong reason behind putting this. 3,750 is the overall earnings that we have made after including all the commissions and all. है ना? And though we bought it for 3,000, obviously there is a depreciation already. The depreciation is for 400 rupees. So technically the cost of that particular thing is what? It is 2,600. So in this case, the correct answer is 1,150. Done, everyone? Now let's move on to the answer. The answer is 1,150 is the correct answer. Whenever you deal with these questions, just divide the question based upon the fact into multiple areas and you will definitely get the right answer. Everyone, try this specific question. This is based upon double declining method. Double declining method matlab your SLM method multiplied by 2. Your depreciation has to be done twice in year. Everybody, what's going to be the answer? What's gonna be the answer? In this case, they have given you the cost of an asset. They have also given you the specific area of estimated life. Estimated value is 10% of the cost for depreciation. मतलब whatever your cost is, your depreciation is 10%. है ना? And estimated useful life is 4 years. What's gonna be the answer, everyone? The basic double declining method is 1 divided by life of that asset, ठीक है, multiplied by your percentage. If the answer is 1 divided by life of an asset, 1 divided by life is 4 years, multiplied by the multiplied by 10% is going to give us normal, multiplied by 2 is going to give us the actual calculation, right? So in this case, it is going to be what? Because it is not declining method, it is double declining method. So how do we decline in that particular manner? It is going to give us 2.5 into 2%, है ना? Or I can say this is going to be what amount? The particular balance has to be 1/4 of the life of the asset. 10% was the specific area that we have in this. What would be the point there? 25 into 2, that comes out to be 5% overall. है ना? Estimated residual life is 10%. When we talk about this area, everybody, it is going to be 10% is your normal. Acha nahi, this is estimated residual life value of the asset. Oh, got the point. Everyone, that means 10 lakh is your value. Okay. From your 10 lakh value, your residual value is what? 10%. Matlab, it is 1 lakh is your going to be your residual value. That means your total decline is going to be of 9 lakhs. है ना? Your total decline is going to be of 9 lakh, which is an estimated useful life of the asset is basically what? The estimated useful life of that asset is 4 years. So within the next 4 years, it's going to turn into a nil point. This is 9 lakh divided by 4. So this is going to be around 9 lakh is basically your total amount, and divided by 4 will give you roughly the amount of 2,25,000 is going to be your per annum depreciation. And we are looking forward towards what is a depreciation in this case. See what the point is. If you have to do it in a simpler manner, now let's understand a simple manner. Since in this case the method is not given, normally the percentage is given. In this case the percentage is not given. So what you do is 1 divided by life of asset multiplied by 200%. Why 200%? 100% is your normal thing and your 200% shows your overall decline. है ना? So in this case you are going to consider that your depreciation is actually double. So whatever your depreciation is, you're doubling the depreciation rate. So in this case, it is going to be 1 divided by 4 multiplied by 200. That means in one particular time, your decline is going to be of 50%. In the first year, your depreciation is going to be what? That means depreciation can be defined as this. Your opening value was 10 lakh. Your depreciation was 5 lakhs. है ना? In the first year 50%, 10 lakh का 50% is 5 lakh. Your closing balance is 5 lakh. If you're left with 5 lakh as closing balance, pick up this balance of 5 lakh and put 50% on it again. That means 2,50,000 is your depreciation and 2,50,000 is your closing balance. है ना? So in this case, your depreciation for the first year, it is 5 lakh. For the second year, it is 2,50,000. So technically, you have got 5 lakh for the first year plus 2,50,000 for the second year, making it a total of 7,50,000. This would be the total amount of your depreciation, everyone. ठीक है? Done, everyone? Got the idea? The answer is 7,50,000. This particular question has got a little area to work upon. Chaliye. Now that is what we talk about double declining method. Under this method, what do you do is the method keeps on changing in terms of the working. It is D in this case, not A. ठीक है? You find your depreciation for the first year 5 lakh, second year it is 2,50,000 and giving you to this amount. Next point, everyone, you are given a specific trader who has started his business there. His worth is rupees 60,000. Okay, everyone, someone bought the goods overall, है ना? This person has bought the goods and sold. He sold worth rupees 60,000 for 1,20,000. He sold something for double of the amount. And he also has a closing stock of 10,000 rupees. What do we do in this case, everyone? Okay, making the question a little easier to read. What is the profit as per the accrual concept? Accrual concept says whatever is due has to be noted down. It is not about the cash profit. Due, even something which becomes due has to be noted down. What's going to be the answer in this case? There is a trader who bought the goods, sold the goods worth rupees 6,000 for 1,40,000, of which 1 lakh was collected during the year. He had a closing stock of 10,000 and his business expenses were 20,000, out of which 5,000 were outstanding for the year. See, it doesn't matter. Even if that 5,000 rupees were outstanding. If we talk about the entire area, he said he sold something for rupees 1,20,000 for 60,000. Technically, his profit in terms of the cost was 60,000. है ना? According to the entire scenario, he had got a particular profit of 60,000. But the point is, he also incurred an expense of 20,000 as well. If you incurred an expense of 20,000, closing stock is something which you have earned. Okay, that is not going to be considered here. But there is something else that we have to consider, that overall, out of this 20,000 of your expenses is basically because of what? 20,000 of your expenses is because of one specific reason, that is that this 20,000 belongs to the expenses for this current year. It is not about the previous year or something else. Even if 5,000 is outstanding, that means no doubt it hasn't gone in cash, but it is still due na. If I have to pay you 20,000, 20,000, whatever the amount is, it's not going in cash, but still it is something which I have to pay. Accrual concept says be it cash, be it not in cash, if it becomes due, it has to be noted. So from that 60,000, remove the remaining 40k. So what's going to be the answer? The answer is going to be remaining 20k. The answer is going to be 40k, everyone. Got the answer? Any doubts in this question, everyone? Please let me know. Chaliye then. Let's look at the specific solution. I've given you the solution for the same as well. ठीक है, the answer is this. The net profit as per the accrual method. Be it anything, it once it becomes due, it has to be noted down. Chaliye. Now let's look at the next question, please. Okay, here comes the next question. Let's look at the question there. A check was received from Mr. R, a debtor. If you receive anything from your debtor, what is your check? What is the journal entry for it? Bank to our debtor. R. 1000 rupees are received from that particular person now. So they have asked that amount only. Should be accounted for as. How do you write it? Everybody, if you receive a check, more or less this will be converted into bank account. है ना? Gauri Shankar sir, any doubts on the previous question that we did? Manohar sir, this was basically a question which tests your basics. If you receive anything from, you have received a check, where do you record it? Normally, if this check is going to be deposited in the bank soon, then this would be considered on a normal day. It is going to be a bank account, not a cash account. What's the reason behind it? Because now this is going to increase my bank balance further, not the cash balance. You know, so whenever we talk about the checks and all, and if nothing is specified, whether we'll be receiving the funds right away or it will take some time or something, we assume that this is going to come in my bank account. And this is where the difference between the passbook and the cash book arises. Okay, na? Because according to me, this has to go in my bank account. But what if this particular check is not honored or it is going to take some time? Then it would be a different scenario altogether. Got the idea? Done, sir. Thank you. Acha, next question. Let's look at the next question. Next question is going to be related to the area of, I think a bit depreciation is going on. So that's going to be the next question, which is going to be of depreciation itself or some concept base. Let's look at it. Okay, here comes, this is a depreciation come conceptual based question. A firm charges depreciation of 10,000 for the first 2 years. In the third year, it charges 5,000. In the fourth year, it charges 8,500. This is considered undesirable because of the application. What's going to be the answer in this case, everyone? When we talk about the firm charges a depreciation of 10,000 for the first 2 years. In the third year, they charge 5,000. How can this happen? That you have got lesser depreciation in one particular year and more depreciation in the next one. This means probably you have changed the method that you are using for depreciation, because depreciation over the period of time, it declines because the value of that asset falls. Isn't it? When you have an asset, the value of the asset falls over the period of time. So this is not making sense. So in this case, one particular thing is correct, that if it declines, there, this is regarding to conservatism, anticipate the losses but not profits. How can we record the anticipation? Right now, that we are considering depreciation, that means we are recording even the non-cash losses that we are going to face in future. Then this is not, this is basically consistency, because you are using one method and you have to continuously use one method only. Materiality means what is more important to you. That is going to be materiality concept. Next part is full disclosure. Full disclosure matlab whatever happens in the business, everything has to be told to the auditor. Done, everyone? So in this case, the correct answer is going to be what? It is going to be concept of consistency. You have to remain consistent. You cannot change your method. If your methods are changing, that is basically the situation where depreciation is going up. Depreciation ideally remains the same. It doesn't change that way. If it is SLM method, depreciation remains the same. If it is any other method, normally it is quite high in the first year itself, and over the years your depreciation starts declining. Everyone, please share the session, like the session, subscribe to the channel right away. Okay, an asset is of 16 lakh has residual value of 1 lakh. Expected life 5 years. When we talk about the second year depreciation of sum of digit method. But the sum of digit method uses what? It says how many years it has life. Like first year 5 years are left, then 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1. How many years are left, everyone? 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Your total comes out to be 15. And we are in the second year. What do we do in this case? This is the sum of digit method is basically based upon your cost minus your salvage value multiplied by cost minus your salvage value is basically going to be multiplied by, this is the first year, the year in which we are talking about, and the sum of digits of that level or of that area. When we talk about sum of digit method says in the first year we are left with 5, second year we are left with 4, third year we are left with 3, 2, and 1. So technically, in now by the end of second, by the beginning of second year, I have 4 years left, and the total number of years I am left with is total sum of digit method is 15. So technically, what I'll do is how many years are left right now in terms of the usage divided by the sum of digit, which is the basic criteria to find out the depreciation, multiplied by cost minus salvage value. Your cost is basically 16 lakh rupees, everyone. Remove your salvage value of 1 lakh. Everybody, if I look at the specific area, 16 lakh minus 1 lakh, you have 15 lakh into 4 divided by 15. What's going to be the answer then? In this case, the correct answer is going to be 4 lakh. Always remember the formula for sum of digit method. You have cost minus salvage value multiplied by the value of a number of years left in the very beginning divided by done, everyone. The correct answer to this question is going to be, this is 4 lakh. Overall, this is how we look at the graph. The graph is shown in this particular session itself, everyone. Please go through this graph and let me know if you've got the point. Right? Chaliye. Now let's look at the next question. A sales invoice of 21,000 has been posted to the customer's account as 12,000. What is happening, everyone? Sales is basically a credit item, है ना. Sales invoice has been posted to the debtor account. Acha, sales is a credit account, and when we talk about the specific area, he is noted in the debtor account. When we talk about the sales that we have made in the person's account, it is also going to be the amount that the debtor has to pay, na, or the customer has to pay. Customer who normally goes into the debit side, as if you make a sale, that is going to be your debtor to sales. When we talk about the debtor to sales here, they are saying that sales invoices of 21,000, but unfortunately we made a mistake in terms of your debit side. What mistake they made? They didn't record it in the debtor properly. So in this case, what is happening is the same is not updated in your multiple areas altogether. In your books of account, there is a mismatch. So what do? Your debtor, which is showing 12,000, your sales, which are showing 21,000, just add the remaining sale, right? Done, everyone? So in this case, the correct answer is you have an excess credit of 9,000. You have got something for 21,000 in your books of accounts, which should be debited right now, and your debit part should be at the same amount. Done, everyone? This is the specific question related to the area of invoices. This is also called subsidiary books. Chaliye. Now let's look at the next question. The next question is based upon purchases. Everybody, here comes the next question. Try it out. Just give me a moment. I'll be back in a moment. Hanji, what's gonna be the answer? They say there's a purchase invoice which is recorded. Acha, purchase day book. This means for my creditor, I have written 18,500. Without taking account of 10% of that amount offered as trade discount. Trade discount is compulsory to be calculated, not shown, but to be calculated. That means minus 10%. Your value should be less than 18,500 minus 10%, giving me an amount of 16,650. We should be at 16,650. है ना? So the excess credit is of 1850, debit is of 1850, no impact or none of the above is there. वैसे in actual this particular trade discount is not shown anywhere. The point is you made the same amount in the purchase day book. That means on the purchase side of the stock as well as the creditor, the same amount of 1618500 is given. If 10% discount is not included, that means this should not be causing any mismatch. There is no mismatch in terms of your uh, trial balance. Reason, everyone, whenever we have a particular problem which is recorded like this is basically error of omission. You forgot to put the specific thing of trade discount. That means if you look at your trial balance, it is not showing any error because it is recorded from the very beginning in a wrong manner. Anything which is recorded in the wrong manner from the very beginning, there is no point of fighting over it. है ना? So in this case, there is no impact. ठीक है? Just making the question further. Mismatch of trial balance. There would not be any excess debit, there would not be any excess credit, there is no impact over it because ultimately your trial balance will match. Something which is recorded wrongly altogether, anything which is wrongly recorded from the very beginning is never gonna be a fight. Isn't it? Next point. The daily total of the sales day book is stated at 3,45,000 instead of 3,15,000. That is overcast of 30,000. Sales day book, everyone. What's going to be the answer there? The daily total of the sales day book is stated as 3,45,000. It is shown as 3,45,000. It is shown more. This means what has happened? What's the nature of sales, everyone? The nature of sales is basically a credit item. The credit is shown. That means our debit would have been at somewhere if this has to be. This is shown as 3,45,000 while it should have been 3,15,000. Matlab on the credit side, debit side is basically normal. On your credit side, you are showing more by 30,000. Why? Nature of sales is credit item. So that simply means when you're trying to find the valuation of this, what's going to be the value? There is an excess by 30,000. Okay? Done, everyone? So in this case, there's an excess credit of 30,000. Reason, the nature. If the nature of thing is debit, then I have to show. If the nature of thing is credit, again I have to show. Done, everyone? Acha, here comes another question. This is all subsidiary book. Manohar sir, Gauri Shankar sir, getting the point? Everybody else? Look at this part. Another question. A supplier's invoice for 2,500 is posted on the debit of the trade payables account. This is a very interesting mistake, I would say. Everyone, this is your trial balance. A supplier's invoice of rupees 2,500. Matlab, supplier should be shown. Supplier is basically my creditor. He should be shown as 2,500. Instead of showing it here, he has been shown on the debit side. Number one, this 2,500 is missing. And this 2,500 which is created has to be eliminated. Why? Because this is absolutely wrong. So that simply means the total effect is of 2500 to be actually recorded and 2500 to be removed. Only then my books of accounts will show the correct point. है ना? This is a twisted question again, everyone. Please like this session if this session is helpful for you. Everybody? So in this case, the correct answer is going to be excess of debit of 5,000. The debit is of 5,000. Your area is showing the wrong amount. Till the time you don't really create that thing, it will not help. The supplies invoice depicts the money that you have to pay to them. The entry should have been credited in trade payables, so excess of debit is of 5,000. The first part of the debit side is going to be a mismatch. है ना? Overall, your debit side is more by 5,000. This is because of double entry bookkeeping. Everything has double impact or dual impact, we would say. Done, everyone? Let's look at the next point. A copy of the sales invoice for 4,000 is not recorded in the sales book, everyone. Something which is not recorded in the sales book. Sales day book is basically a credit amount or a debit amount. This is a subsidiary book. Day book means every day sales is recorded there, not your machinery and all. What's going to be the answer? Think about the specific question and let me know the answer. When we talk about sales day book is a credit item. How do we show the credit item, everyone? The sales day book is excess credit 4,000, excess debit 4,000, no impact or none of the above. When we talk about this specific area, sales is basically a credit item. So if it is a credit item, how do we show it? Anything which is, everyone, this is a particular question where something is not recorded at all. That means this is an error of omission. Anything which is not recorded will never affect our trial balance. है ना? If something is not going to affect my trial balance, there would not never be a mismatch. All these questions are based upon whether there is a mismatch in trial balance or not. You can detect an error only if it is basically affecting your trial balance. If it is not affecting your trial balance, it is impossible to find that specific error. पता है? Because to find an error, you need to see where is it exactly creating a trouble. So what's going to be the answer in this case? The answer is going to be no impact. There is no impact on trial balance. Even if you try to find it out, something which is not recorded from the very beginning is never going to affect your organization from the very beginning again. It is all sorted and clear. Achha. Next question, everyone. What would be the bank balance as at 1st of May 2022 as reported in the bank statement in the following circumstances? The bank balance as recorded on the cash book was 9480. The deposits awaiting clearance is 18,240. Checks yet to be presented are 21,590. What would be the bank balance? Achha, this is we are looking forward towards bank balance here. The bank balance as recorded. Balance as per cash book is 9480. That's one part which is given. The deposits awaiting clearance. Basically, we have made a specific deposit. Matlab, I think this is your cash book, this is your passbook. I am happy, I'm thinking ki array, I deposited 18,240. My passbook says nahi, there is nothing of that sorts. This is the first situation, everyone. When we are trying to reconcile, what happens? When we are trying to reconcile, there is a clear thing. When you're trying to reconcile, you will have to reach to the other person. He won't reach back to you. So in this case, if you think that you have received 18 to 40, passbook will say, nahi, nahi, it will take time. The check is not cleared yet. We cannot fight it. The point is, everyone, our starting point is cash book and our ending point is passbook. So whatever passbook has done, we have to imitate it. We have to do the same thing in a copied format. Ki whatever one part is doing, I will do the same thing again. Okay? So in this case, since we are copying whatever they have given in their books, so in this case, we have to be very clear. What do we do? Everybody, what's going to be the answer? See, if we are trying to meet the passbook, whatever passbook would have done, we'll follow for the same thing. So in this case, when we are talking about the passbook, if passbook says there is no deposit, we will also remove the deposit not yet cleared. This deposit has to be adjusted. So that simply means this 18,240 is a negative figure. Checks yet to be presented. I thought that this particular person has taken out the money. 25,590. We are crying over this issue that this person has taken out the money. But practically, this person hasn't taken out the money. Why so? Everyone to take out the money, there's one point. Na? He cannot take out the money till the time he doesn't put that check in the account. So in this case, since he haven't put that particular check, so we'll have to wait. Hai na? So in this case, since the particular check is not yet cleared, first one was not yet cleared. In this case, we thought money lost. Passbook said, nahi, nahi, I don't have any idea about it. If the passbook says, I do not have any idea about it, then you have to add it back. Whatever passbook says is something that you will have to follow. That is, check not presented. Then add it up. That is 21,590. So the answer here would be 9480 minus 18,240 plus 21,590. That means the correct answer here is going to be 12,830. And this is what? It's going to be a positive figure because this is the only negative figure. Rest everything is a positive figure. In the examination, they can definitely put this particular same figure, but from two point of view, positive as well as a negative figure. So this can be a very confusing question in the examination, everyone. Such questions are definitely good, and they basically, what do? They test you towards the specific core, I would say. That's the truth. Huh? It tests you to the core that whether you are going correct or your answer is definitely going wrong. So all those things can be there. All you need to do is just be sure what exactly you are doing. ठीक है ना? चलिए, the correct answer is this. That is 9480. Checks not yet present for payment added, and then you deduct the value of 18240. The best way is basically how I was showing it to you, because that's how you need to think about the question. Na? Chaliye. Which of the following errors will be rectified through the suspense account? Next question. If you're looking at the suspense account is normally used when there is a one-sided error. An error which is not from both the sides but one side. So to correct it, we have a problem. We need to find something which can be put there. That is sales return book undercast by 1000. Sales return by Madhu 1000 not recorded. Sales return by Madhu 1000 not recorded, or sales return by Madhu 1000 recorded through purchase book. Something which is not recorded, everyone, this is error of omission. So this is out of the particular question. Something which is undercast, it can affect it. This is a one-sided error. Sales return by Madhu recorded as 100. This is basically two-sided error. This is not going to be the point. Sales return by Madhu recorded through purchase return book. This is also something which will not generate any suspense account. This is basically a balanced account already. So the answer is basically your undercast point. Whenever there is an undercast given, undercast would mean that you have a problem there. Undercast and overcast are always closed by using suspense account. Done, everyone? Chaliye. Next question. Wages paid for installation of a machinery rupees 500 was posted to wages account as rupees 50. Acha. Something which is of 500 rupees I posted in the wages account. Matlab, this is a blunder, I would say. Why would I say this is a blunder, everyone? There are multiple reasons for calling it a blunder. Number one, when we call this a blunder, reason number one, the correct journal entry would have been wages is 500. Na? This would have been recorded in the account of machinery itself. The actual amount is machinery account debited to cash 500. Instead of recording it as machinery to 500, I recorded it wrongly to an extent of I wrote as wages to cash. A new account which is created, which is definitely terribly wrong. That is wages account debited 50 and 50. In this case, why is we are recording this as 50? What we need to do and what we need to understand is when we have this kind of situation, number one, you record your machinery which is supposed to be recorded. According to them, wages account is wrong, not the entire journal entry. So can I say machinery account debited is 500? Okay, and your wages which is debited, it has to be created. Why is this wages account being created even? It has to be gone. So machinery were created for 500. Wages is of 50. This will lead to another point which is of suspense of rupees 450. Now look at this particular point from the point of view of your MCQ. This is what normally I do. Whenever I'm discussing these questions, my basic rule is never ever look at the solution before you make your own journal entry. Otherwise, you'll be confused. Debit the machinery account with 450. This one is correct. Debit the machinery account by 500. This is wrong. 500. Credit the wages account with 50 and your suspense with 450. This makes the sense. But still, let's look at the next part. Credit the suspense account with 450. This is also partially correct. The credit the wages of with 50 rupees and credit the suspense account with 450. Basically, these entries are not complete. If you look at A, C and D, the A, C and D are not complete, while only one complete entry is there, that is your B point. है ना? There's only one point which is complete, that is B point. Done, everyone? Acha, here comes another question. Total assets are given, fixed assets are given, capital employed is given. This is not from this book. This is from Module C actually, but Module B overall. But let's look at this point. Total assets of the organization are of 22 lakh. Fixed assets are of 10 lakh. Okay. If this is the assets, this is also the liability side. It's always the same. Then they say the capital employed. Capital employed is your equity plus your debt. Only the long term things. Equity plus debt is your 20 lakh rupees, everyone. Then what is going to be your current liabilities? So you can calculate both the things. If my fixed assets are of 10 lakh, my current assets are of total 22 lakh minus 10 lakh. We are left with 12 lakh. My current assets are of rupees 12 lakh. Then comes our current liabilities. 20 lakh is the total amount of equity and long term debt. Both the long term things are 20 lakh and the short term part would be 20 minus 22. This means 2 lakh is what? Your current liabilities. So can I say the correct answer is A in this case? Try this question, everyone. Look at the question. This is your balance sheet. This is your asset side. This is your liability side. वैसे तो in terms of your company's account, this is shown in a different manner altogether. Everybody, please share this session and like this session. चलिए then. Everybody done with the question? Then the answer is not 2 lakh 40. It is 2 lakh only. We have a total amount of 22 lakh. Let me correct it for you. The total employed is 20 lakh. So the answer is A only. ठीक है? That is a mistake. चलिए then, let's end the session here itself, everyone. ठीक है ना? I think there are a few more questions that I've added in this case. What you can do is you can go through our virtual library and check it out there. I'll be uploading it this in our virtual library from where you can find these particular cases. Visible now, everyone? This is our website, that is www.adda247.com. Go on to the area of JAIIB and CAIIB. Okay? This is the area which we have for JAIIB and CAIIB. And click on this area, and here you can find JAIIB October 2024. Our Power Pack revision batch as well as the crash courses, everything is out for you. If you're planning to purchase our courses, then you need to do right away because the time is ticking away, everyone. So the crash course is going on right now and our Power Pack revision batch is out. What you need to do is just click on the area of buy now, use the code Y541 and apply it, and you will get it for 77% discount and 2299.08. This is available for the next 3 months there. So if you're looking, this is revision batch just before the examination. We'll be taking your classes, so kindly be there during these sessions and we'll be discussing all the questions with you. Okay? Thank you so much for being there, everyone. I'll be meeting you in the upcoming sessions, and I hope this session was helpful. If it was, then please go ahead and like it, share this among your peers, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel right away. Thank you. Bye bye, everyone, and happy Dussehra.